Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Chaos and Order, art by Susan Holt. That is me. Today is January 29th, 2025. And welcome to Wednesday Live. I'm going to check and see if all the tech is working over here on my computer, on my laptop. That way I know if I can see your comments and likes and all that kind of good stuff. There I am. Live. And fantastic. Okay, we are up and running. I'm also going to pull up the picture of this carnation that I'm working on. There we go. That way I have that ready because I'll be working on it more today as well. So let me go back. Oh my goodness, today was a really wonderful day. Oh, I see Diane is here. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Now that I've got everything set up, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, if you're watching with me live tonight, thank you so much for watching live. If you're watching in replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay down at the bottom for me. As always, thumbs up, hearts, comments, questions are all very much appreciated. Jeez. And for those of you who were with me last week, I want to thank you all for the well wishes. I am getting over the cold that I had. I still have a little bit of sinusy stuff, but it's infinitely better than it was last week. I can actually talk this week. Yay, team. And today is the first day that I feel human again. So that's always very, very good. I see Nyala is here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to clean up my palette before I get started. I usually show you another piece of art. I have a lot of pieces of art around here. But I think I'm just going to paint for you again tonight. My bestie was here for dinner. She brought over cheap pizza and these really delicious crystal boba drinks that we like from a local boba house, a little tea house that we know, down by some really good Chinese restaurants. It's fantastic. If you're local and you want to know where we went or where she brought it from, leave a comment for me and I will private message you, or I'll just say in the comments, since they're not sponsors. So but they have this this mango coconut drink that has these little mango crystal bobas, the square ones in it. It is so dang good. I know if Zena is watching, she'll know. Diana, if she's watching, she'll know. I try to take a lot of my friends there because it's, it's a little local place, but it's so dang good. Okay. Got my palette ready. Oh, my rinse water is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down towards the canvas that I'm working on. So here we go. Have to make this really tall because this is a very big canvas that I'm working on. And I'll wait for it to come up on screen. Make sure I have it in the right spot. Come over a little bit. I think that'll do pretty nicely. Oh yeah, that'll work real well. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is, of course, mix my paint. While I'm doing that, I am going to... No, I don't want that one. I want do want to move this out of the way, and I'll show you the mix of the paint that I'm using today. All right, so I have Naphthol Crimson, I have Cadmium Red Light, I also have some Hooker's Green, and I have some Lamp Black. And this is going to be a dark than I've been using. So I don't want to mix too much of this up. I don't want to mix too much paint up because these are going to be like the really dark shadows. And some of the cracks and crevices. And since I'm mixing my paints specially for this painting, I have to do this every time because acrylic paint does dry out even if you cover it with plastic. I know Jennifer will be here in a bit. She was actually just here. We had a lovely girls pizza and bevies night. And it was fantastic. We haven't seen each other pretty much for the entire month of January because I've been sick. So we were both thrilled to have tonight and to be able to reconnect. Hubby and I dropped something off over at her house last night while she was cooking dinner and we couldn't stay. And there she is. Hi. Hey, bestie. Oh, so hubby is not here tonight. So if I am looking away from the camera, can't see what's going on there. If Jennifer Richardson pops on and answers your question that you may have for me, then she will likely know. She just saw this painting in person. This was her first time seeing it in person at this stage. She says she's home, safe, and excited to be here on the live. Excellent. She says the painting is so cool. Thank you. She's been watching as I paint it, and she said that one of the things she couldn't tell where the fish was gonna go. So once I have that back up here, oh yeah, I think that's exactly what I need. Okay, once I have it back up here, I will show you where the body of the fish is gonna go. All right, paint is mixed. Do you like my super expensive palette knife? My little popsicle stick. I didn't even have to eat a popsicle to get that. All right. There we go. Okay, so you guys are used to seeing this kind of in this orientation, but this is the top and this is the bottom. Here is the tail and fins of the betta fish, and aka the carnation. And then here is where the fish is going, and he's kind of looking out at us this way. That is the orientation of the fish. Jennifer says, yum. Excellent. Not that the fish is yummy. I don't know if betta fish are yummy or not. Oh, hang on. I'm going to blow my nose. apologies. I still do have some post-nasal drip going on, but it is so much better today than it has been. Okay. Put some water on top of my paint so it doesn't dry out. Get a new paper towel to wipe my paintbrush on as I need it. Oh my goodness. I feel like I haven't checked in with you guys in a while because I haven't felt good. So how are you doing? Doing all right? Like, I know we here in the US are nobody's really doing all right. Because the stuff is hitting the fan politically. But I won't get into that. Like, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing physically? Are you well? Okay, I am going to change the picture on my screen, my computer screen, so that you can see where my darks are going to go on this flower. So I cannot see your comments unless I kind of cock my head a little weird way. But I will pay attention to them all. I'll get back to them, I promise. So yeah, how you doing? You okay? My brain has, you know, when you're sick and your brain just kind of goes, no, I can't deal with anything. That's kind of what mine has been doing. So, yeah. It's been a little bit weird lately. Okay. Go back to my other. So I don't know if you can see that shift in between those two dark colors right there that I just painted, but I can see it. Just wanted that next to the, oh yeah, you can see it. Okay. Just wanted it next to that petal to be very dark. So when I do go back in and I paint more precise mid-tones and then the really light lights and highlights that are next to that, that it really shows those off. And this color, I'm not going to add like a super whole lot of it because I don't need a lot of it. Just need enough to make a little more depth appear on the painting. So that is my goal with this dark. Make sure that I build up this depth. Depth is important. Depth is what makes the shadows look like they get deeper and more dense in certain parts. And it also makes the lights and the highlights that are next to them stand out even more. And it makes paintings look much more dynamic. And honestly, if paintings don't look dynamic, they look boring. So, you know I don't want to make boring paintings. Jennifer already has a title suggestion. She says, Depth in the Deep. Excellent. I will write that down after the live is over. Thank you for that suggestion. If any of you are going out to the Arizona Ren Fair this year, do make sure you stop by the Croft booth. That's the place where they do all the kind of historical, the more historical stuff. Do all the research. And if you have been, well, most of you have been with me during these shows. So if you recognize my bestie while you're out there, pop by and say hi and tell her where you know her from. I think I'm getting to the part where I really have to concentrate, so I may or may not talk a whole lot from this point out. We'll see what happens. When this dark color is going on, it's about the same tone as the already dried dark that's on here. Excuse me. But it's drying darker, which is nice. So if it's still a little bit wet, if this new dark color is still wet, I can't necessarily see where it is. So I might have to kind of go back over a couple places. See where I've put it already. It's just enough darker that I can manage to figure it out. But it helps when it's a little dry. Trying to make sure that I don't pull my hand through wet paint. That would make me cry. Actually, it wouldn't, because I know how to fix it. Would kind of make me go, however. Up here. Jennifer says, LOL, it's just paint. Which when I teach people how to paint, that's what I say. It's okay. It's just paint. And it is okay. It is just paint. So yay. Thank you for reminding me and throwing my words back in my face. That's what friends are for. That is indeed what besties are for. Can definitely tell that I'm feeling better because last week when I was painting this dark, that is lighter than the one I'm working with tonight, it it felt like a lot of work. You know, when you don't feel good, something always feels kind of heavier, like my paintbrush felt heavier, and the paint on it just didn't feel like it was moving the way I wanted it to, and tonight everything's flowing much nicer. I have the right consistency on the paint. So everything is going much better, and I'm really enjoying this process tonight. So yay. And I'm even remembering like where my shadows are supposed to go. Last week I did not remember. I had to keep looking at the photo reference. And this carnation that I'm making is actually a photo reference that I took a photo from one of the carnations that my lovely friend Debbie sent me at the beginning of the year after my mom passed. So this is my own photo. I didn't have to go in and do a photo that's in public domain. I would much rather take my own photos than use something in public domain. And I was just lucky enough to be gifted with the perfect flower for this little beauty, or this big beauty. This is I think it's 18 by 20 or 18 by 24 canvas. So it's a lot larger than I usually work on something this detailed. My detail work, I usually do much smaller pieces, but I was encouraged by my critique group when I did the little blue betta fish on the blue background, the hibiscus betta fish. I was encouraged by my critique group to go big. So for me, this is quite a large piece. And I'm very happy that I took their suggestion. I am having a lot of fun painting this now that I feel good again. Now that I feel better. I think I'm at about 90% back to myself, which is awesome. I don't like feeling under the weather at all, but I am very glad that I have a supportive hubby and Instacart to make deliveries of cold medicine. That was the best use of Instacart ever. I should have said an online ordering service, because they are not paying me to promote them. But when you're sick, well, anything helps. I feel like I'm really blazing through this tonight, which is nice. Nice to feel like I have my momentum in my brain back. I know my voice still sounds a little bit funny, and that's okay. Absolutely okay. Oh, I do have some stuff to show you. After all, I have some new paintings. That are over on the other table. Okay. So there is that color painted on for tonight. Let me rinse out my brush so the paint doesn't ruin it. That's the thing about acrylic paints is if you don't get them completely out of your brush, they they become one with the bristles. And then your brush becomes unusable. So make sure that is that. Okay. Turn this back to the Facebook group. Excellent. Give you a closer up of this now that it's got some more definition in the shading. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna put the camera back up this way. Hello, how are you? Okay, and yes, I can see you again. So I have the little paintings that I did with the tools my husband printed for me. Oh, let me go grab you one, and I'll show you. I'll be right back over in a hot minute. Get my paintings for you. Wanted to leave them over here so that I didn't get any wet paint on them from the fish. Right. So you can go over there. And it's okay that I'm standing this painting up with the fish because it's it is not liquid paint that I'm doing. It is fully dried. Okay. Okay. So here's the little tools that my husband's been painting for me. This one has white on the top and black on the bottom because he ran out of white filament. So as you can see from the top, there's a little cup. There's a hole that goes through. The hole goes all the way through to the bottom. And then the paint comes out. Set this down on canvas like this. Ta-da. The paint comes out, and then these little barriers make contact with the canvas itself and stop the paint from going that direction, from going out. And the paint comes out in between them, where my finger is, stuck in one of the little holes. And then it does these little petals. I'll show you this one has some really good petals. This one is the number 12 because it's got 12 little baffles on it. And you can see where the petals actually come out. I did a little bit of white at the very end on this one, so it shows really well. And I have one that has 3, and that, so here's one, and here's one. This one is 4. And these are all in, well, here, let me get that a little closer because you can see the pink in it a little bit better up close. These are all done with a really nice fuchsia, kind of a more bluey purple. And then I have gray, black, and white in with these. Though that was number 6. This is 8 of them. So they look a little kind of almost, they look like they almost have a little bit of yellow tint to them, but they don't. In the photos, it looks like it's yellow tint, but it really is kind of the black and gray down there that's coming through like that. And on a few of these, I put them on the table that isn't quite level, so I have some paint that will run off one of the corners, and I'm not mad at that. I think it's a nice little feature. This one has 9 petals on it, and this one has 10. The first one I showed you has 12. So that is how those are coming out, and I'm really enjoying these. So I want to give a shout out and a thank you to my husband, Chris. Thank you for making me tools for my studio that I can use, and that I really like how the paint is interacting with them. A lot of times pour painters will use, and I've done this before, the bottoms of plastic bottles where the holes are. I've also got, I've got some other tools. Is it over there? It's not over there. Some little like sink strainers and colanders and that kind of thing that I've used. But this gives me a completely different and unique look compared to those. So I am one very lucky girl that has a husband that does sweet things like this for me. So these I don't know what I'm going to do with. I might do I might do a couple of the beta fish ones, like, oh, maybe have this be the fins and the tail, or maybe do this way. I don't know. It looks kind of fin-like anyhow. So we'll have to play with these and see what I come up with. I may do some dot designs on them. Who knows? Who knows what I'm going to do with them? Right now, they are my samples for testing out all these little tools. And we'll see what happens with them. I will come up with an idea eventually and use them for something, I promise. So I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Remember to tune in next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Arizona Standard Time. And my brain has just fallen out my ear. So, oh yes, Valentine's Day is coming up. If you need anything, handmade jewelry, if you need a painting for a loved one, or to give some love to yourself, then let me know. Let me know. My website is www.saholtstudios.com. And if you need to send me a quick email for like a personal shopper experience, or you want to make time to come over to my studio and shop live and in person, love to do that. Send me an email at Susan, S-U-S-A-N, at saholtstudios.com, and it'll come right to me, and we will get you all figured out for Valentine's Day then and there. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Thanks for joining me right here live on Chaos and Order Art by Susan Holt. I will talk to you next week. Bye, everyone.